I wrote it and I researched it and I practiced it like crazy. But it's then I watched everybody like talking 1,000 miles an hour up there, receiving their awards, and I was like, I'm dead. And I made mistakes, and I was like, I wrote it and I researched it and I practiced it like crazy. But it's then I watched everybody like talking 1,000 miles an hour up there, receiving their awards, and I was like, I'm dead. And I made mistakes, and I was like,
that is not Jim Carrey. Brothers and sisters, I'm telling you right now, that man right there is not Jim Carrey. I grew up watching all Jim Carrey's movies, from The Truman Show to Liar Liar to Bruce Almighty. That man right there is not Jim Carrey. I want to say it right now, rest in peace to Jim Carrey. R.I.P. to a comedy legend. He has officially been replaced with a body double or a clone, whatever you want to call it. And in this particular live stream, we are going to do a deep dive on a lot of information that Jim Carrey was putting out there and what actually put a target on his back. Yes, this is going to be a real expose, and you're going to truly see just how weird Hollywood really is. Oh, you're going to find out.
They working against us. They hate our souls. They hate us. They hate our righteous indignation. They hate the exhortation that dwells in us. They hate our love for the They hate our conviction. They hate the fact that we repentant. They hate the fact that we're truthful, honest, and bold. They hate our courage. Them devils hate us. We're not finna line ourselves up with these weirdos and freaks. With these weirdos and freaks. They working against us. They hate our souls. Weirdos and freaks. But these weirdos and freaks, they working against us. They hate our souls. Nubreed.
Ephesians 6:10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, and in the power of his might put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Stand therefore. Therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. And take the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints.
Welcome back, brothers and sisters. We're talking about Jim Carrey this evening. For those who don't know, Jim Carrey is in the news right now. He's viral. He's going viral everywhere. And it is because of his appearance. Showing up to the Caesar Awards, it was the 51st award ceremony where he did the entire speech, most of the speech rather, speaking fluent French. And his eye color was different. His facial features were different. His demeanor was entirely different. And he almost looked like he's gotten some type of plastic surgery. And we know that the real Jim Carrey would have never done such a thing. In fact, we're going to find out that he thought Hollywood and the way people were in Hollywood was completely shallow. He spoke against how Hollywood was. He was the complete opposite. Jim Carrey is one of my favorite actors, actually. A lot of you all hear me refer to the movie The Truman Show, which is about organized mobbing or gang stalking, and how they pretty much watch your life. And in The Truman Show, he was in a TV show and didn't know it. He did a fantastic job acting in that movie. He took the script very seriously. I've seen interviews where he spoke in regards to it. And who we just witnessed wasn't Jim Carrey. The voice was different. At times they use body doubles and I don't want to get too sci-fi with you, but we're going to go there. Sometimes they use body doubles and sometimes they actually use cloning labs where they can transfer some of the person's consciousness from one body into the next. That's how real it is. And let's not X that out when in the Epstein files, we recently just discovered that Joe Biden apparently was gunned down by a firing squad in 2019, and they had a body double, clone, skinwalker, meat suit, whatever you want to call it, in the White House. So make no mistake about it. It is records as well in government files about these secret cloning labs. Now, we got to talk about Jim Carrey, man. We got to go to the man himself. As of late, recently, Jim Carrey actually had an interview with Jimmy Kimmel where he said, listen, if he comes out of retirement, it's not him. If he comes out of retirement, it's not him, and he's been replaced and cloned. Jim Carrey said that out of his own mouth. So let's be very clear about it.
True, and I really wanted to recognize my family. I wanted to recognize my dad. I mean, my dad was the type of person that if you met him for 5 minutes, you felt like you knew him for 50 years. You know? I can't talk about him without getting emotional. Oh, loved it. Loved it. It's so beautiful. And having Michelle, Camille Coton was also amazing. And it was just a brilliant evening, Really brilliant evening.
See, the thing is, these clones don't have the same spirit or souls as the original person. This is not Jim Carrey's demeanor. First of all, Jim Carrey is extremely charismatic. The way Jim Carrey articulates publicly is just far different from this. He's giving me Kenneth Copeland vibes. The way this guy looks is more like Kenneth Copeland. The eyes don't lie. All of the fans, I've caught on to it. If this was an epic fail by the Illuminati think tanks on this one. This was an epic fail. Nobody is believing this is Jim Carrey. It's going viral. All of these creators are reacting to it because anybody who knows, knows. Anybody who knows, knows.
Oh my gosh. Unalived was off the hook. I mean, I can't believe he committed to doing all that. I was really, is this about someone else? True, and...
You hear what he said at the end? As if he's someone else. Is that what he just said? We got to play that back real quick. Listen to what he said at the end. Am I tripping?
And I really wanted to recognize my family. I wanted to recognize my dad. I mean, my dad was the type of person that if you met him for 5 minutes, you felt like you knew him for 50 years. I can't talk about him without getting emotional. Oh, loved it. Loved it. It's so beautiful. And having Michelle, Camille Coton was also amazing. And it was just a brilliant evening, Really brilliant evening. Oh my gosh. Unalived was off the hook. I mean, I can't believe he committed to doing all that. I was really, is this about someone else? True, and...
He was talking about the actor. Is it someone else? Okay, well, nonetheless, something is wrong with this individual here. It's not Jim Carrey. Now, we got to go into some of what Jim Carrey was bringing out, y'all.
I wrote it and I researched it and I practiced it like crazy. But
is that a gang sign? Have you?
Oh, like you don't know what it is. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and
now I would just want you to look at the eye color. This man has brown eyes. Jim Carrey, he was a face actor as well. So Jim Carrey has a strong facial features because he contorts his face in many ways. A lot of the Grinch makeup, he was doing that himself. So he would never go and get plastic surgery and ruin that. He was calling out the Illuminati. He has a different aura about himself than that guy, that clone that we just seen. Yeah, that clone looked more like Val Kilmer than Jim Carrey, straight up.
you're a part of it.
I wrote it and I researched it and I...
Two different voices, y'all. Two different voices.
practiced it like crazy. But
is that a gang sign? Have you?
Oh, like you don't know what it is. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it.
I wrote it and I...
Yeah, Jim Carrey was exposing a lot, man. I'm telling y'all right now. I mean, in case people want to say, well, Breed, it's age. People's faces change. That is very true. People's faces do change, but their eye colors don't typically change. Their spirit doesn't change. Their mannerisms don't change that way. Yeah, he's looking like Mickey Rourke. That's why I'm telling you right now, rest in peace, Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey has been replaced. Some of the things he was bringing out about pedophilia was the absolute truth, and he did it on a national stage, which we're going to get into that. You know, he acted as a threat to the powers that be. And this soulless individual that they replaced him with is gonna be on their best behavior. But I'm selling it. I'm saying it right now. Rest in peace, Jim Carrey. They got him. They got Jim Carrey, y'all. Jim Carrey is not alive anymore. They unalived him. I believe they did death by firing squad. Either that or they cut his tongue off and they took him somewhere and they're experimenting with him with his corpse. But I hate to get real vulgar about it, but rest in peace, Jim Carrey. And we're gonna do this in commemorating the real Jim Carrey, because this is not him. This is not him. It's just not. And the internet knows it. Everybody knows it. Yeah, that's not Jim Carrey. Look, and all of the movie fans are convinced it's a clone, and so am I. Movie fans believe that Carrey has been cloned, conspiracy that has been kept under wraps. I mean, listen, so far the conspiracy theorists 25, the rest of the world 0. Now, it's about that time y'all stop saying that the conspiracy theorists are wrong about everything and that we crackpots and that we have some type of mental issue. You just seen a recent picture of him while being older, and there's still a huge difference. People don't change that quick. Somebody says replaced but not dead. Oh, typically when they replaced you, they get rid of you. I remember growing up watching Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. I'm telling you right now, it was my favorite movie growing up was The Truman Show. Yeah, they got Dave Chappelle a while ago. They got Dave Chappelle too. They got him a while ago. We thought they got Jamie Foxx, but that was a whole plot to promote that movie. That Who Cloned Tyrone movie. The whole Jamie Foxx thing, that was a whole plot to promote that movie. I don't think they really cloned Jamie Foxx. But they typically get rid of and clone these people who don't know how to behave. They clone Gucci Mane. Why? Because Gucci Mane wouldn't stay in line. This is how they do it. And I also believe they clone Eminem too, but I'm telling you. But anyway, let's continue. Let's continue.
I don't exist. So they're all characters that I played, including Jim Carrey, including Joel Barish, including any of those things. They're all characters. Jim Carrey was a less intentional character, right, because I thought I was just building something that people would like, but it was a character. I played the guy that was free from concern so that people who watched me would be free from concern. I don't exist. So,
see, when you join the movie industry, when you join Hollywood, they own you in all perpetuity. They own your entire life. And it's in the contract for them to own you. So they're able to replace you because it's about owning one's likeness. It's about owning one's likeness.
Then I watched everybody like talking 1,000 miles an hour up there, receiving their awards, and I was like, I'm dead. My favorite.
He's telling you what happened. He's telling you he's dead. The real one is gone.
Funny face is the one I'm wearing right now.
He said something about the face he's wearing right now. He says, I'm dead, and my favorite face is the one I'm wearing right now.
Thank you so much.
Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm dead, and the favorite face I'm wearing right now. What? Who comes out of retirement looking different and says something like that? See, they be calling us conspiracy theorists and crackpots and all that. Nah, man, this is not Jim Carrey. I'm telling y'all. Let me see. Somebody says, or hear me out. What if it's plastic surgery like a really bad one? Come on now. We're going to talk about that. We're going to cross that whole plastic surgery theory too. Don't worry about it. We're going to get there.
Then I watched everybody like talking 1,000 miles an hour up there, receiving their awards, and I was like, I'm dead. My favorite funny face is the one I'm wearing right now.
Yeah, he's wearing that. That might be somebody in a mask.
I don't exist. So they're all characters that I played.
Kidnapping children is not what great nations do.
Kidnapping children is not what great nations do.
For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track.
See, he was masking it in jokes, but he was telling the truth. He said these late night television shows, all of the actresses and actors are hired by the government to throw you off track. He said it as a joke, but he meant it, you know, and later on in his life, he was really getting into it, really breaking it down. But let's go.
To distract you,
They distract you.
make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile, so you
And docile.
don't know what's really going on.
So you really don't know what's going on.
Oh, loved it. It's so beautiful. And having Michelle, you know, Camilla Capitano.
Man, this person is creepy, man. The guy they got playing Jim Carrey right now is creepy, bro. He's like a mixture of Kenneth Copeland and Joel Osteen. That's not how Jim Carrey carries himself, bro.
It was also amazing. It was just a brilliant evening, you know? Really brilliant evening. Oh my gosh. Ange Olivier was off the hook. I mean, I can't believe he committed to doing all.
Yo. The internet is reacting.
I can't be the only one that thinks that Jim Carrey has been cloned. Not only does he look so much different, but his mannerisms are different. The way he speaks is different. I mean, this looks familiar to all of us, but this is what he looks like. Like, even the eyes have changed color. How does that make any sense to you guys? We all know that Jim Carrey has been speaking out for years about what's been going on behind the closed doors. He's been the most vocal whistleblower in all of the celebrities, if you ask me. Now it just seems like something is very off, something's very different, something just doesn't feel right to me. Just to listen to this little clip right here.
Everybody, like, talking 1,000 miles an hour up there, receiving their awards, and I was like, I'm dead. And I made mistakes, and I was like a novice.
Again, does this remind you of the same Jim Carrey that we've seen in so many movies that's brought so much comedy into our lives? This funny guy who's been exposing these things for so long. Like, eyes don't change, guys. The eyes don't lie. And I believe that they cloned him probably to squash his influence, to shut him up maybe, and I don't know what else. But you let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Has Jim Carrey been cloned, or what is going on here? Peace and love.
Yeah, they unalived him for that exact reason. He was bringing out too much truth about the Hollywood elite. He was speaking against the machine a whole lot. We're going to go into some of the things he was saying, but he was letting it be known what Hollywood was designed to do. He was letting it be known that it was set up to be a distraction from the people and get our minds off of what's really important. And then also Jim Carrey was spreading a message of togetherness, unity, happiness, joy. He had a lot of philosophy, a lot of modern contemporary social theology. He brought a lot of that out. And he spoke in a way that got you to think. And I respected a lot of his interviews. And I can tell you this right now, that guy's just not him. That's not him. The eyes don't lie. Those eyes look sort of soulless. It's like something's missing. See, a lot of their clones or body doubles, because it could be a body double, and anybody playing another person, it's is a soulless person. That's a soulless person. So even the body doubles are demonic. Make no mistake about it. But they typically are missing something.
I'm not gonna let y'all play in my face like that, bro. I'm not fucking dumb. This is not Jim Carrey, bro. I don't know who the fuck this white man is, right? But this is not Jim Carrey. All the videos I watched of him at some award show or something he was at, some event. He wasn't laughing, joking, he wasn't even acting like Jim Carrey. Who the fuck is this? You see this picture right here? This is a picture of him 365 days ago. This is Jim Carrey. All right.
Exactly. That's Jim Carrey. Last year, brown eyes. Jim Carrey is always smiling. He's always contorting his face. Jim Carrey is way more charismatic. And Jim Carrey told you, if he come out of retirement, that's not him.
This is him. Who this imposter is, I have no idea. What did y'all do? Y'all done got my boy Jim? Damn, what Jim do? Everything look off. The eyes, the nose, the mouth, the hair, the complexion, the face. This is not him. This is like some type of clone or what is this? And see, folks like myself, we gonna call this shit out, and then they gonna call us crazy or conspiracy theories or, we losing our minds. Nah, bro, you not gonna sit here and try to fool me. I'm not no dummy, bro. Jim Carrey, Will Ferrell, the two funniest white men in my eyes, as far as comedic, ever. Those two guys are in the category by themselves as far as white comedy.
Jim Carrey is the funniest white comedian of all time. And he came through the chitlin market. He stays shouting out the Wayans brothers for putting them on with Living Color. Let's not act like we don't remember Fire Marshal Bill. Let's not act like we don't remember Jim Carrey playing Vanilla Ice back in the day. Come on, man. Jim Carrey had soul. We remember Jim Carrey playing Vanilla Ice, skating across that stage. That's not Jim Carrey, y'all. I don't know what French clone this is. That's not him, y'all. That's not him.
I know Jim Carrey. That ain't him. I'm not gonna let y'all play in my face like that, bro. I'm not fucking dumb. This is not.
Yeah, people are not stupid, man.
I'm a conspiracy theorist, and has Jim Carrey been cloned? We find discussions of human cloning in the Epstein files, and people still want to claim that it's not happening. Here he is at an award show. Does this look like Jim Carrey to you? Maybe something feels off, maybe not, but what I found interesting is when he says this.
Yeah, then I watched everybody talking 1,000 miles an hour up there receiving their awards, and I was like, I'm dead.
Sure, maybe it's just a slide of speech, but when you start to pay attention, you start to see the patterns. Like when Taylor Swift disappeared, erased all of her social medias, and came back as a reptile. In her first music video, Back, they say the old Taylor can't come to the phone right now. Why? Because she's dead. It's almost as if the truth is in plain sight and they love to tell you.
Right. Jim Carrey was too wise with his words to say he was so nervous on stage and he was messing up and he's dead. Jim Carrey doesn't talk like that. He talks a great deal about the importance of words, the importance of how to curb your own reality, the importance of speaking life into existence. Jim Carrey is not even going to say anything like, I was nervous on stage and I'm dead. That's not Jim Carrey's personality, y'all. This clone is telling you Jim Carrey's been replaced. And then shortly after, he goes on to say, this is the favorite mask he's ever wore. Come on now. No. Somebody says he's aging, guys. Well, just last year, he had brown eyes, and now he has blue eyes, and he has a total different demeanor. He looks completely different. That's not aging. Right. His age didn't change his eye color in a year. Yeah, Cable Guy. Cable Guy was hilarious. Cable Guy was a hilarious film, y'all. Telling you.
But what do I know? I'm just a conspiracy theorist. Let me know what you think.
All us conspiracy theorists are right about everything we talking about. They trying to make us believe something's wrong with us.
Jim Carrey looks very different from 2022, and this isn't just lighting or a mask. Let's break it down. His skin looks tighter, and cheeks more elevated and full. Maybe even slightly more volume than we're used to seeing on him. But if you look back at 2022, there was naturally more volume reduction and wrinkling in this area, which is common at this age. His eye area looks more open and with less upper lid hooding, possibly the result of brow positioning or upper lid procedures. At 63, a deep plane facelift and blepharoplasty could be a possibility, but non-surgical treatment options could get very close too, which can contribute to a lifted expression. And that skin texture, more radiant and hydrated looking, can come from collagen supporting injectables and biostimulators, or even resurfacing treatments like lasers or peels or microneedling. I think we may just be seeing early signs and changes from surgical procedures, and he just needs some time for everything to settle and he's gonna look amazing. Jim Carrey is a legend and one of my top 3 favorite actors. What's your favorite JC movie?
Now, let's debunk this. Let's debunk this whole, it could be plastic surgery. I want to debunk that real quick because Jim Carrey was against that. And I'm going to prove that he's against plastic surgery. Let me see if I can find this clip real quick and we're going to go back. It's just highly unlikely that Jim Carrey went and got plastic surgery. And I'm going to show you why I say so. Hold on, let me see if I can find it here. Because there's a video of him actually mocking people who get plastic surgery. Up, here you go.
Talking 1,000 miles an hour up there, receiving their awards, and I was like, I'm dead.
We in America are misinformed. Reality shows have warped our idea of what a hero is, or what the truth is.
Talking 1,000 miles an hour up there, receiving their...
That's not it. I'm going to find it. Hold on. Is this one there?
That cover is actually my face after being told that I have 10 minutes to live. And that's for real. A fake missile alert in Hawaii.
Yes.
I was there.
No.
I was writing. My assistant Linda called me. She was crying. She said, we have 10 minutes left. Tried to get off the island to my daughter. I couldn't get off the island. The question was posed, should we all try to get together? I said, I don't want to die in my car. And we had to say goodbye. And I sat on the lanai and looked out at the ocean. And at that point, I started going, okay, well, what can I do with this last moment of time? And I just decided to go through a list of gratitudes. And honest to God, I could not stop thinking of wonderful things that have happened to me and blessings that I've had. So it was lovely. It was lovely. And I got to a point of grace at about 2 minutes to spare.
All right, so let me get here. I have to find that clip. I'm gonna have to look it up on YouTube. Because Jim Carrey was against all of that vain stuff like plastic surgery. And you got to think of it like this. You're dealing with a face actor. Why would a face actor go and get plastic surgery? One moment. I'm going to have to look that clip up on YouTube. It was at an award show when he showed up making fun of plastic surgery. I'll pull that up in momentarily, but
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but Jim Carrey has told us on multiple occasions, if y'all ever see me with this shit in my face or me looking completely different, please know that it's not me. I was cloned. He said that 3 times. He said that 3 times. And I love Jim Carrey. That is not Jim Carrey. They don't kill Jim Carrey! I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but Jim Carrey has told us on multiple occasions, if y'all ever see me with this shit in my face or me looking completely different, please know that it's not me. I was cloned. He said that 3 times.
man, rest in peace, Jim Carrey, bro. They got him, y'all. Rest in peace, Jim Carrey.
Presque médiocre, non? Pardonnez-moi, je ne parle pas le mot français.
That ain't him.
Y'all didn't got my boy Jim Carrey.
They are literally just laughing in your face now. They are playing in y'all's face. Because I don't know if y'all seen this.
You know, I wrote it and I researched it and I practiced it like crazy, but you know, it's yeah, then I watched everybody like talking 1,000 miles an hour up there receiving their awards, and I was like, I'm dead.
Well, you heard it for yourself. Jim Carrey is dead, and he is now a clone. Because I know y'all lying. I know y'all not trying to say that that is Jim Carrey. That's Jim Scary. This is by far the worst clone that I have seen them create yet. You cannot replicate Jim Carrey. Sorry. And at this point, I don't know if they're trying to just be funny or if y'all are blatantly still believing this. Because if you didn't know, Jim Carrey has been whistleblowing in Hollywood for the past few years. He's been talking about the Illuminati, how Hollywood and all of these celebrities are into demonic occultic practices, doing rituals, and just how evil they are. So it was only a matter of time before they got him too, but I just don't understand. Jim has been out of the spotlight for a while, so why y'all gonna mess with Jim Carrey? Why not just let him be invisible like he's been? And this is why I am done watching movies. This is why I'm done endorsing celebrities. It's just, what is this world we're living in? It's just ridiculous.
Y'all didn't got my...
Somebody in the chat says maybe he's trolling. No, that man been replaced. That's what's happening.
So I haven't really gone down the rabbit hole about cloning and people being replaced and things like that, but it's getting harder and harder to believe that people aren't being replaced. But I first want to show you this video where Jim Carrey was exposing the Illuminati right on the world stage.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
Oh, you don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it. For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you.
So was he doing that to expose the Illuminati, or was he just shoving it into our faces and mocking everybody? But here's a video. I don't even know what to say. Are they replacing people?
Oh, loved it. It's so beautiful. And having Michelle, you know, Camilla Cotono, that was also amazing. It was just a brilliant evening, you know? Really brilliant evening. Oh my gosh. Ange Malaver was off the hook. I mean, I can't believe he committed to doing all that.
I don't know what to say. So I haven't really...
Yeah, I mean, Jim Carrey was exposing the PDF files in 2016. He's been exposing a whole lot. And that makes you a threat to the so-called powers that be. It makes you a threat. The internet is reacting. I'm going to a couple more clips because I'm looking for a specific clip because we got to debunk this whole plastic surgery thing. It's just not Jim Carrey's style to go get no plastic surgery because that's what people is trying to say. No, he's a face actor.
They got him. They got him. They got my boy. They got my boy. And you know what I'm talking about. You know what? This is not him, bruh. This is not him. I know I don't believe in conspiracy theories, you guys. And I just see in the conspiracy theory of Selena Gomez and that's not her, blah, blah, blah. But this man right here, I know him. I seen all his movies, all his stand-up comedies, bruh. And this does not look like Jim Carrey, bro. You know this man's been in the background because he doesn't want to talk about all that shit that's going on. I know for a fact he knew a lot of shit that was going on in Hollywood. And he has said it in some of these interviews. So what I'm thinking is that they got him. They cloned his ass. They wanted to shut him up, so this is what they did to him. And look how I know he didn't do nothing to his face, bro, because that's not how he looks. So I know they did something to him. Look at him, bro. That's not Jim Carrey, you guys. This is somebody else. They got him. They got him. They got my boy.
Hey, listen, when they disappear for a while and then they come back and they look completely different, you already know what time it is. Look, Bernie Mac was exposed to the cloning labs. Shout out to Yash Karab bringing that info out. They took Bernie Mac out. They was probably trying to clone Bernie Mac, but they was unable to do it. This is what these people do. Because you're still worth something. Your likeness is still worth something.
Jim Carrey is going viral over a new unrecognizable appearance. Okay, here's old school, new school. Who the F are you school? Like, who is that, bro? Like, who is this? How come all the celebrities get to a certain era and they get like weird fat-faced like that? He's also the one that spoke about the Illuminati and things like that, and he was going to small attacks. So now when I see this, it's not really surprising because the original guy was actually speaking out when he was not supposed to. Kind of crazy. Jim Carrey is going viral over a new
Yeah, this is what they do. When you speak out, they come after you.
If Jim Carrey did not hate on the pretentiousness and materialism of celebrities in Hollywood so much, I feel like I maybe could believe that he went and got a bunch of Botox and fillers. But that's not his personality. Also, he has $1 billion face. All of these muscles, the way he can contort it. Why in the world would Jim Carrey do anything to disrupt the genius structure of his face?
Exactly. That is part of Jim Carrey's genius. The way he's able to contort his face. That's what makes Jim Carrey Jim Carrey. So why would he get a bunch of Botox and get a stiff, weird face? Why would he do that? Somebody who spoke adamantly against the vanity of Hollywood. I was watching one video. He showed up to some award show and he was like, look, none of this means nothing. He's like, I'm just doing the most meaningless thing I could do right now. Show up to this award show. Jim Carrey said that. So why would he be all emotional and falling apart at that last award show, that whatever the thing is called, the damn Caesar Awards, and be speaking fluent French? When has Jim Carrey ever spoke fluent French? Yeah, ain't Jim Carrey, if I'm not mistaken, he's Canadian, right? But anyway, let's continue.
We've also got different colored eyes. Are you wearing contacts? So you're gonna tell me that Jim Carrey is gonna get filler, Botox, change his entire face, and wear green contacts? That's what he's gonna do now? Why would they even present this to us? What, like, is this some big experiment? No way. Where's the divot? This is the mark of the entertainer. You see it in his face. Where is it over here? It's not there. That's weird. He has hooded eyes. Okay, you could say he had some type of lift or something, but the entire shape of the eyes changed and the eye color. I have no words. From this to this guy's giving like Elvis. Jim Carrey's talked about aging naturally and gracefully in interviews in the past. I just can't with how weird Hollywood is. I just can't anymore. Farewell, sir. You will be missed. And wherever you went, I hope it was fast and painless.
For real, rest in peace, Jim Carrey, man. Hopefully, you know what I mean, hopefully it wasn't no torturing going on. Hopefully they don't have him chained up somewhere experimenting on him. You know, Jim Carrey, may he rest in peace. You know, may he rest in peace, because we can already see that these Illuminati, demonic, Moloch, Baal worshipers, they own one. So they done got rid of a comedy legend because he was bringing too much truth out, y'all. Too much truth.
Fresca mediocre, no?
Yeah, that ain't him. That ain't him. Now, do you see this? That's the Grinch right there. That's the Grinch right there. That's the type of faces Jim Carrey make. Why would he Botox his face when this is what he do? Makes no damn sense, right?
I am two-time Golden Globe winner Jim Carrey.
That was Jim Carrey.
Comment était mon français?
And listen, they've used AI, acoustic modeling, biometrics, voice pattern recognition. Hey, listen, it's only a 19% probability that that's Jim Carrey. And that was ran through several AI platforms. Only a 19, some of them was only 12%. Some of them was only 12. The others, it was 19% probability of that actually being Jim Carrey. I don't like those odds. It's not him. That's not him.
Say.
Look at that. The AI facial ID analysis under 12% biometric match derived from 3D depth mapping, structured light facial topology capture, and neural embedding comparison. Only 12%. It's not him. I can guarantee if one of you fellas get a woman pregnant right now and they say the baby is 12% yours, the baby's not yours. It got to be 99.9%. Not 12%. It's not Jim.
I'm 60 and sexy.
Telling you.
I don't exist. So they're all characters that I played, including Jim Carrey, including Joel Barish, including any of those things. They're all characters. Jim Carrey was a less intentional character because I thought I was just building something that people would like, but it was a character. I played the guy that was free from concern so that people who watched me would be free from concern. Watched everybody like talking 1,000 miles an hour up there, receiving their awards.
And look at this weird chalice that he has in his hand. It looks like some type of idol god he's holding.
And I was like, I'm dead. It's like, I'm dead.
I don't exist. I don't.
Yeah, man, they own you, man. They own you.
This is not the same person, 100%. His eyes are not the same. He does not have cheek fillers. Jim Carrey is not the sort of person who looks younger with age. He does not engage in said rituals to make him look younger in age. He has been unalived for speaking truth. And I hope that people witness this new being that looks like him and realize that it is not him. I want to take a second to really honor what he spoke about and what he stood for. And that was exposing the truth. I think it honestly is devastating because this is murder. Someone murdered him. And when another human is murdered in this world, typically someone needs to be held accountable for. But when there's a clone, no one is held accountable because same genetic match. How can you tell? I don't even know if I'm going to get shadow banned for saying this because my account's already been shadow banned. I'm sure of it. I definitely said a few words that probably got flagged on Instagram.
Welcome to the club. All of us truth speakers, so-called conspiracy theorists, we all shadow banned. And I know that some of you all on the outside watching this particular stream, you may be a part of the Matrix. So you're not taking this serious. However, for those who got discernment, those who can see, we know that somebody murdered Jim Carrey. And a lot of us grew up watching Jim Carrey. The Truman Show was my favorite Jim Carrey movie. The Truman Show really taught me a lot about life and how everybody who is a quote unquote chosen one in this matrix are really the main characters. That's what it taught me. It taught me about how gang stalking is really conducted. And it also, the movie showed us that we can break free. And so, yeah, you know, when we get on here and we say rest in peace, Jim Carrey, we're not joking about this. They got Jim, y'all. They got him. They got Jim Carrey. Let's go.
And perhaps this video is going to have a few words that's going to get flagged by Instagram too, but so be it. What's the point of having a platform if you can't talk on it? And that's exactly what Jim Carrey represents, not being able to talk about things. Otherwise, there will be consequences. I want to just change the lens a little bit. I think there's so much divinity in this world that the souls, because clones have to incorporate a soul, otherwise it's just a machine, otherwise it's just a robot. And I do believe that these clones do have souls that come into them to make them like a human. And so I'm imagining if we're on a path to light and a path to divinity, then the souls that inhabit these bodies, they're probably going to be souls that also want to break free and speak the truth and aren't in alignment with the agendas, especially one that embodies Jim Carrey's body or new body. It means that our voices are a threat and awakening the public is a threat.
Awakening the public is a threat. You know, Jim Carrey was certainly doing so. Dumb and Dumber was a classic as well. You know, he was spreading way more smiles than frowns. He spoke out against the pederasty. He spoke out against the Illuminati. He spoke out against war. I mean, the man was, you know, bearing some righteous fruits. Jim Carrey had all kind of charities. You know, he showed up for a lot of, you know, cancer, last wish cancer children. Jim Carrey did all of that stuff. And so, and even in our community, the melanated community, we rock with Jim Carrey. We the one put Jim Carrey on. And he was thankful for that. You know, back in Living Color, listen, Living Color wouldn't be Living Color without Jim Carrey. Know what I'm saying? Straight up. The Mask was hilarious. Everything the man played in was a hit. Liar, Liar, all of it was a hit. And some would say, well, Bree, he was still part of the system. Absolutely, he was. And that's why they were able to take him out. Because once you sign those contracts, once you take whatever oath you're going to take to be a part of that industry, to be a big star, they own your life, your likeness, and all perpetuity. So they're able to use your likeness even after your death. And we believe from the truth intelligence community that they took out Jim Carrey because of all of the truth he was speaking. You know, the fact that he was making people laugh, he was a good actor, but also he didn't play ball. He didn't do all of the rituals that they were doing.
Which means we must continue to do it. This is not the same person.
Yeah, man, the internet is speaking.
Every cell of your body is God. Everything is God. Everything is divine. So
every cell of your body is God. Every cell of your body is divine. Now, why would he go get plastic surgery if he believed that? If he spoke that message with such conviction that we are in the likeness and the image of the Most High, why would he go chop and screw his face up? Just something to consider. It's just uncharacteristic. And this was like a year ago.
when you do good things, when you decide to transcend the negativity and attempt to do something positive for you, for your family, you are the heart of God.
Yep, and it's true. When you're trying to do something positive in life, when you're trying to overcome all the negativity, when you don't feed the beast, that's the Most High operating. That's the Most High's heart showing on this physical realm that we're in. That's real talk.
You are the eyes of God. When you speak from that place, you are God's voice. And when you make a loaf of bread in this place, in this kitchen, that is a Eucharist. You're blessing people with your work. You're serving the world with your work.
And that's what we're supposed to be doing. We are born with a purpose. And when we're following the Most High and choosing to do the right thing and be right by people, we are doing the work that the Most High will have us do. That is fulfilling your purpose in life. These are the type of messages he was just putting out. And we are to believe he just went and got Botox, plastic surgery, and he showed up completely different? Nah.
With your effort, that is a Eucharist. That is the body of Christ. You know, and I thank you for everything you're doing.
He said that's the body of Christ.
You're amazing. You're champions. Every cell of your body is God.
But he went from this, here's a year ago, here's a little cartoon to show the change.
Yeah, I can't stand anything in this industry. I hate all of you. As a matter of fact, fuck you too. All of this is pointless. I hate awards. Nobody here has a soul. Yeah. You know, I couldn't be happier. I love everyone here, and I love Hollywood. If I didn't, I'd be dead and soulless.
Exactly. And I got I've seen so many videos of Jim Carrey just insulting all of the award shows. Like, this is pointless. What am I here for? Telling you.
That cover is actually my face.
Un petit peu, il fait chose. Il fait très froid. Oh, I loved it. It's so beautiful.
Ma langue est fatiguée.
Kidnapping children is not what great nations do. We in America are misinformed. Reality shows have warped our idea of what a hero is, or what the truth is.
Is that a gang sign?
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, the all-mocking tongue. For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to distract you, to make you laugh, and stuff like that, make you happy and docile, so you don't know what's really going on. Look at him trying to help it out. It's hilarious, hilarious.
Un petit peu, il fait chose.
Hey man, listen, people are starting to wake up. You can't fool everybody.
A decade ago, he wait.
Villain. Kidnapping children is not what great nations do.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
He's the guy. You don't know what it is. And I'm sick of it. I want everybody to be in on the joke, man. You know what I mean? Like, for years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh, and stuff like that, make you happy and docile, so you don't know what's really going on. You know, and they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things.
He's talking about the Bohemian Grove. He said they get out in the woods, get naked. That's the Bohemian Grove. They do the cremation of Carrey in San Francisco. All the rich billionaire elite. See, he was saying this type of stuff on national TV. Jim Carrey wasn't supposed to be saying this stuff.
And you know what they're trying to do? Ooh, this thing is buzzing. Hold on. They're trying to turn us into, consumer drones. So
trying to turn us into consumer drones.
How did he know? A decade ago, he wait.
Villain.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Remember when Jim Carrey joked about getting plastic surgery in 2003?
This is what I was looking for, y'all. Now, this is going to absolutely kill the whole idea that Jim Carrey got plastic surgery, y'all. Just pay attention.
Jim Carrey. I'm a little high right now. Just painkillers and things, getting a little work done. Just little minor stuff, eye stuff, little tuck, a little nip, nothing serious. Because I think it's important for me to stay connected to the youth of America. Youthful appearance is everything in this business, as we know. In fact,
he's being sarcastic. Youthful appearance is everything in this business. He's being sarcastic. He's talking about you Kardashians and all you people who drinking adrenochrome and chopping and mutilating your face and your skin just to appear young instead of being your damn age. Jim Carrey was mocking Hollywood and had them laughing at it. And you think he's just going to turn into that? No.
I think it may even be time today. I think I could probably get away with it already. To take the bandages off. Oh, please be honest with me, too, okay? Pull that up. Okay. Ow, 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 ow. Hey, that was great.
Okay, so here's the context. So the year was 2003, and at that time, Jim Carrey was extremely popular, so of course his name made rounds. And somehow it became a rumor that he got some work done. It was a bunch of headlines saying that Jim Carrey got plastic surgery. So then Jim Carrey decided to troll the media by pulling up to the Kids' Choice Awards and pulling this stunt. You know, one of the reasons why they thought he had plastic surgery at the time is because he was able to do so many different facial expressions. Low key, in my head, I'm just like thinking, wouldn't that prevent him from being able to do a bunch of facial expressions? I wonder if he's going towards retirement right now, because a lot of us know Jim Carrey from his iconic facial expressions. So now in the year 2026, where it seems like he might have really gotten some work done and his face seems a lot stiffer, would he still be able to do what he used to do back then? Or is he just like, you know what, I've done enough? Do you guys think that he'll still be able to give amazing facial performances in the future, or will he start looking like 11 from Stranger Things? Remember when Jim Carrey...
Yeah, it's real talk. Why would he do that to himself? He was mocking that type of behavior.
This is the first time I've run into Jim Carrey. Hey, tell me, is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No, I'm doing just fine. I just, you know, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
Look, Jim Carrey didn't even like these damn award shows. I'm telling you. He said, look, I'm here. This is the most meaningless thing I could be doing. And he meant that. He said, look, I just wanted to do the most meaningless thing I could do. So here I am. I'm at this award show. He's not going to be all giddy and I was so nervous and I'm so happy you gave me this award. And no. Jim Carrey shows up to these things to make public statements that are controversial or to make everybody laugh. That's his thing. He's showing up to make everybody laugh or make some type of statement that is going to break the Hollywood spell.
You got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, you got to admit it's completely meaningless. Your awards is idolatry. All of this stuff is meaningless. They had to replace them.
They say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating icons. Boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, you know.
Celebrating icons. He was speaking against idolatry. He says celebrating icons, that's low-hanging fruit. See, this is why we rock with Jim Carrey. He just kept it above.
Possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons? I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist, but there is a wonderful fragrance in the air. Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality, beyond invention and disguise, beyond the red S that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce off. I believe that it's deeper than that. I believe we're a field of energy dancing for itself. And I don't care.
But Jim, you got really dressed up for the occasion. You look good.
No,
Was that an accident?
I didn't get dressed up.
Who did?
There is no me.
There's no you.
No.
We're not here. This is a dream?
There's just things happening. And there are clusters of tetrahedrons moving around together.
Okay.
Yes.
So what's happening in our world right now? Because there is a lot of news that actually is relevant that's not that
Here's
uplifting.
the thing. It's not our world.
None of this is real?
Nope.
So you're just passing
We don't
through.
matter. We don't matter.
Oh, wow.
There's the good news.
Okay.
See, he's trying to let these people in Hollywood know that they don't mean nothing, that they're in the Matrix. He's letting them know that we're in the Matrix. We're not icons. We mean nothing. This whole planet, this whole realm we in is an illusion. This is not real. And us coming to these award shows, it's nothing. Like the Bible says, we hear one moment, then the next moment we gone. Like a mist in the air. That's what Jim was trying to explain to them. And she looked uncomfortable because these people in Hollywood be really thinking they somebody. That's an uncomfortable truth for them.
This is the real reason why they cloned Jim Carrey.
I've had some challenges in the last couple of years myself, and ultimately, I believe that suffering leads to salvation. We have to somehow accept, not deny, but feel our suffering, and then we make one of two decisions. We either decide to go through the gate of resentment, which leads to vengeance, which leads to self-harm, which leads to harm to others, or we go through the gate of forgiveness, which leads to grace.
The narrow path.
As Christ did on the cross.
See, he's speaking of Christ. The grace that Christ had on the cross. This is the real Jim Carrey just a year ago. He believed in Christ. He believed in the Bible. He was a modern day social philosopher, as well as a theologist, a legend, and made the real Jim Carrey, may he rest in peace. May he rest in peace.
Cross, he suffered terribly, and he was broken by it. To look upon the people who were causing that suffering, or the situation that was causing that suffering, with compassion and with forgiveness. And that's what opens the gates of heaven for all of us.
The Bible says in Romans chapter 8, verse 18, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. Jesus is Lord." Like and share if you agree. This is the real...
For sure. And I 100% agree. And that's what it is, brothers and sisters. You know, the industry, let's go ahead and do this. You know, the industry is a sick place, and it's not really meant for the chosen ones of the Most High. When you're a believer in Christ, there's a target put on your back. When you're someone who speaks the truth and you practice forgiveness, grace, love, and mercy, you typically end up a target. But see, there's an afterlife. That's right. There's an afterlife in which we are vindicated. There's a place that we can go where there's peace. And when it's all said and done, everything we've been through, all the scars, it would be like a penny in a room full of pure gold. The things that we've been through will pale in comparison to the reward that we're going to one day have. And for some of us, we suffer in this world because we're too good for this matrix. And sometimes the Most High calls us home just because we suffered enough. And he wants to be back with the one he created. He wants us to reunite with him. And life is funny like that. You know, it's a test to see if you could right your wrongs before it's too late. And so you can gain eternal life. Galatians 2:20. I am crucified with Christ. Nevertheless, I live. Yet not I, but Christ lived in me. And the life which I know live in the flesh, I live by faith of the Son of God. And when you live your life that way, there's a reward at the end. And I want to say this. In our walk, our job is not to lead people to us. Although we are the Most High's chosen people, although we are doing the Lord's work, although we tend to be a beacon of light, our whole goal is to lead those to Christ. This is a selfless work. And even Christ says he's nothing without the Father. And we got to inherit that same philosophy. We're nothing. Dirt unto the ground is what we are. And you got to be selfless to really live, to really know what it's like to live life and enjoy it and to be in your purpose. You really have to know what it's like to be selfless. In order to do that, you got to empty yourself out, put your own carnal desires to the side, and do your purpose. Do what you're commanded to do. Tap into the divine, because only there you're going to find peace. Only there you will find any real true joy. Perpetual learner, thank you for the support. I appreciate you. Thessalonians 4:16. And we will be reunited with those who have passed before us in the name of Jesus Christ. Like Paul wrote in 1 Thessalonians. Exactly. And so, I wanted to come through and really put this message out there. Of course, we got more material coming. Hopefully you learned something in this particular broadcast. Some people will call us conspiracy theorists. Look, we've been right about everything. Y'all called us conspiracy theorists when we told y'all that the global elite was satanic PDFs that consume children. You said that we were conspiracy theorists, but we were right. You said we were conspiracy theorists when we were talking about what they put in the jab. Come to find out, there was a genetic code where Epstein was actually putting his DNA, his genetic code in all of the damn jabs and all of the vaccines. You said that we were conspiracy theorists. When we said Joe Biden been dead a long time ago, you said that we were conspiracy theorists, but the Epstein files validated that as well. So what are you talking about? Listen, the truth is stranger than fiction. So either we conspiracy theorists or we're just blessed by the Most High and we have discernment. You be the judge. You be the judge. 2nd Esdras 16 and 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. That's right. Jim Carrey was speaking against the idols. He was seeking an eternal life through Jesus Christ. But anyway, thank y'all, brothers and sisters. More material coming in the near future. If you like this particular shirt right here, this is the not for sale shirt, because we walking around not for sale, and we keeping our souls no matter what. You can get that off of nubreedglobaltruth.com. Also support HebrewCare.com. And feel free to support the Cashapp. Nubreed Global Truth is the Cashapp. I want to thank each and every one of y'all. Y'all stay blessed. More material coming. Stay safe. Peace.